Hello, whoops, this is Rebecca here, and today I'm back with a video to show you how I'm going to be closing out my 2017 One Little Word and moving into my 2018. Now, I've filmed this before just a few minutes ago, and I went to download my videos and I realized that the first half did not film for some reason. So I'm kind of going backwards. I'm gonna close out my 2017 with you guys, kind of talking about it, and then I have my second half, which is me making the cover to my 2018. So I wanted to talk really quickly here about my closing out my 2017 and just a little bit about my word and how I processed or created in my journal from month to month on with my word. My word for 2017 was change, and it was a great word. I have to say that it was one of the better years that I've had. Of course, I'm going to show you real quick the past words that I've had, that I've chosen, or sometimes they choose me. I always hear people saying that, and I really do believe that sometimes you're going through words and this certain word always comes and pops into your head. And so just to kind of give you an idea, I have two little standard size traveler's notebooks that I used for my word. My word was change, and I kind of created a little page in here to show you or I guess when this was back in July, I wrote down all my words that I've had. So I've had faith in 2011, 2012 was create, and then I guess I took a break in there. 2014 was perseverance, 2015 courage, 2016 cultivate, and 2017 change. And my word for 2018 is learn. And so basically how I do my one little word process is I follow Allie Edwards, and she has a great you should check out her website. I'll leave a link below, but she's got some great insight, and I know she's done a little video on how she chooses her word and her word works for her. And then there's a Facebook page, there's everything, so it's really a great resource. And so what she how going through her class, and if you sign up before the first, I think you get $5 off. So that's just a little tidbit I saw on her Instagram feed today. But basically she'll send you prompts from month to month, and I think this is a great way to keep your word in sight, because I know a lot of times if you do you select, you know, New Year's goals and things kind of like that, then you know, by mid-January or even February you're like or it's not working out, or whatever the case may be. But from month to month, the first of the month you'll have it in your inbox. You go to the website, you'll have your own little account there, and then you can view the prompts and print out anything that's needed. So how I kind of handle my word is I'm really big on quotes. So you'll see that I use a lot of quotes in here, and this was one that popped out when I was from my word the previous year, which was cultivate. And it says, what needs to change in your life, and then changing it. That's part of cultivate. And I thought it was a great lead off from the year prior when my word was cultivate into change. And so basically what I like to do is I like to kind of do like a brain dump is what I call it. But it's also writing down your goals and just writing. I mean, this is my dream. This is where I put my dream. I look back. I talk about things I want to see for my future, and then I kind of like narrow it down into semi, you know, like almost like you're writing an essay, you know. Then I want to talk about my art. I want to talk about, you know, here I'm talking about YouTube, Etsy, website, Instagram, different things that I'm part of, my family life, and really things that are in my mind as I'm selecting, as I'm going through the word. And then for January 1st, you'll have, basically this is something that she has, Allie Edwards has, where you can print out, and it talks about the definition, the official meaning of your word. So then you take your word and you break it down into change, your invitation, a quote. I did a Little Mary Engelbright thing for my calendar, letting go. So it's great. I love this project. It's one of my favorite things. And then also the year ahead, I talk about physical, emotionally, spiritually, relationships, and creative. And I think I kind of did this. I think I kind of already did a video on this, because as I'm doing this, I'm like, I think I've talked about this before. But another confession I kind of wanted to put in there is I don't always look at May. I mean, explore ways to be more productive, okay? Because I wanted to like do different things, and I started, and then sometimes I do more, and especially early on, I really took my word and did the month to month. And then you'll see as I get later in the year, and especially towards the end of the year when things get really busy, this is where I added different photos. But as I get into the different years, later months, some things get less and less just because life gets super busy, like especially during the summer. And then, of course, in October is my busy months, and September's. But then at the end, I closed it out with also the printables that you can get off the website once you take the class on what I want to remember about my word, and the facts and feelings and things like that. But I wanted to point out what I thought was really neat about my word was my family took on the word change too. Every time we were doing a meeting or doing something or involved in something we were unhappy about, we would say change. And it was kind of like an ongoing, especially me and my daughter, we were like, oh, change. We don't want to do this. Let's change it. So it not only benefited me, but I think it also benefited my family. And it got us growing closer together. And so even I've already started saying learn to them on different things that we talk about, and you'll see that in the second half of this video. I feel like I'm going backwards here, but I also wanted to say a little thing that I had made. My dear friend Terry with 1921 Designs creates beautifully stamped jewelry, and I had her do me this little charm, create this little charm for me, and I had actually intended on keeping it on my traveler's notebook, but I guess maybe not even the half part of the year, but I guess it might have been in April-ish or something. I just took it off my traveler's notebook and I clipped it on a set of bracelets that I wear. It's a set of like freshwater pearls, and I wear them practically every day. Or if I didn't, I also put it on my Bakelite. I wear Bakelite a lot. I'd clip it on there, and it just was it was a friendly reminder, but it really was just a reminder of change. Are you doing what you set out to do? Are you enjoying what you're doing? Do you see that this needs to change? And literally down to the end of the year, things just were changing, and I want to say for the better, or that it's going to better the family, or home life, or anything like that. So it was just a nice little reminder that I kept that on my bracelets. But I tell you this, the little clasp on here had like a little, it would slip through those little, those were stretchy little bracelets that had those pearls on them, and it would flip out. I mean, it would like come across. So there are times I'm like, or come out, and there are times that I'm like, oh no, I lost my charm. Well, I just lost it. I'd find it in my purse. I'd find it in my drawer, or like if I was digging in a drawer or something, it'd be in the drawer. And the very last time I just had lunch with a dear friend of mine, and a lady came back to me. She said, did you lose this? It was on the counter. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And so at that point I'm like, okay, I'm a week out of closing this word out. I'm going to put this charm up because I wanted to create this little closure. I wanted to like put some fun little ribbon, some yarn. I wanted to clip my little charm and store this away and say, okay, 2017, I'm putting you away, but I wanted to include this charm. That was my whole thought process with this. So anyway, I'm really glad I didn't lose it, and I'm really glad to move into 2018. And I hope you do the project too. It's fun. Even like I said, I don't do every prompt every month. Life is busy, but it does help set a goal and for you to continue with that word throughout the year. So anyway, this is going to go into the second phase. Like I said, this first half got deleted, or I didn't film, or something was wrong. So I'm going to show you my 2018 process now. Okay, well, I dropped a bunch of stuff and ended up breaking my little mug over there. I'm still a mess from Christmas, but it's okay. We are going along with the flow here, and I do plan on cleaning up my space eventually. So, where was I? Oh yeah, so I'm going to make my cover real quick here. It's not going to be anything totally over extra. Oh, how cute is that? There's two-sided, so when I cut this, I'll have another one I can use. But, basically, going back to my word learn, I have bought me a new sewing machine. I want to learn how to make some things with my sewing machine. I used to sew a long time ago. Nothing like extravagantly, but I do like to sew, and so I want to start doing that. And you know, I want to start, you know, there's always room to learn. And another thing is, you know, we're working on cute packaging and things like that, but also not to be totally focused on my business, because I know that is an easy thing to do, to drive, you know, because it's my drive. But you know, I always think of my family life too. Not that I put them second in the business. I know that sounds like kind of strange, but you know, learning a routine on how to keep the house organized and keep the house cleaned and decluttered. So, you know, I was reading actually in Daphine's Diary. I don't know if you guys know, it's an English book magazine, and she had some great tips on how to you know, you do your bedrooms on Mondays and your bathrooms on Tuesdays. And so I think stuff like that is where it's going to keep me organized. I think that's another thing, is learning to be organized. And I also am horrible at just paying my bills on time. I mean, I know when they're due, so that's another thing. But one of the changes that I've made this last year, which I'm going to start at the new year, is I changed my day job. I'm going back to my old day job, which I'm excited about. And so the pay schedule is something I'm very familiar with, and it'll help me in the end than what I'm used to now. So I think that will help me. But it's just being organized, and it's being, what's the word I'm looking for, like diligent, making sure things get done. And so learning balance and learning how to, you know, make sure I get things done is what the thing is. It's like, I used to have this quote that says, command yourself and make yourself do what needs to get done. And I know the things, it's not that I don't want to do them, it's just, I'm preoccupied. My brain is constantly thinking of other things. And so, this is the yellow ribbon I was looking for. And so that's why it's really hard for me to stay focused. But I think that's just a creative mind, actually, to be honest with you. And so, why is this? I might have to hot glue that card down. It's not really sticking with my fancy extreme glue. Let's see here. The other thing that I want to learn is I have these whole thing of a bunch of cookbooks, and I want to learn to cook a lot different than what I do now. I do a lot of I do the same thing over and over, and I've cooked the same thing over and over for probably my whole adult life. And so that's one of my goals, is to really step out of my comfort zone. And I'm not saying I want to do things that are complex by all means, but just do something that's different, and so, and healthier. You know, not that I don't cook healthy now. We try to eat very healthy, but just something different. So that's my other thing I want to learn, is to do that. And what else? Oh, just really and truly, oh, I know, I'm going to be redecorating my home. And I've always do that. It's like always a work in progress. But I was kind of taking a look around last year, and I just noticed that I've lost, and I'm, you know, if you've watched me a lot, you know I'm a very colorful person. But I noticed that lately we bought new furniture. We put new floors in several years ago, and we bought new furniture, and everything's brown. I'm like, ugh, we need some color in here. So that's my other thing, is to learn what works. I have a tendency to go buy stuff and then I bring it home and I'm like, oh, like my couch I bought. It's huge and it's brown, and I call it the meatloaf because it's just so huge and brown and bulky, and it's just like, that's not really what I wanted, but it is what it is now. So anyway, that's just some of the things that I have to bring to mind about. I'm going to glue this up with paper under here. It's being kind of ornery, and I guess it's because it's on that crease right there. And so I'm just going to hot glue it down. Usually what I do is I'll hot glue it and then kind of wait till that, if I have any excess, wait till it kind of cools down. But this is actually a junk journal. This is a, has different cardstock in there. And so what I'm going to probably do is I'm probably going to add my little piece of art on the front here. And then probably, you know, maybe write a little saying here, and then do my my own journaling about, you know, different aspects of life, what I've talked about just briefly. And I'm so excited. I'm excited. Whoops, didn't mean to hit the camera. So excited to have this adventure and see where it brings me. I almost like had a moment of different thought last night, because I've been working on different pieces of art for the upcoming January kit, which is Words to Live By. And I was like, oh, I should do sparkle. I love that. And I'm like, no, because it's not, I don't just come up with my word overnight. I kind of give it a lot of thought, and I've been thinking about this for at least 3 or 4 months. And that's just the word that keeps coming back, because it just works for the different aspects of what I want to improve in my life this year. So, see here. Do I need to add a little bit more glue under here? Isn't this cup cute? These cards are so adorable. Such a stationery addict. And TJ Maxx is like got the cutest stuff. And also, if you hear that background rummaging, it's not rummaging, but it's going, it's my heater. My studio is in the garage, and we are having quite the cold spell here in Texas. But so I have to run my heater, and it doesn't bother me, but it's what I need to keep warm. And I'm thinking these letters are going to be way too big to fit all of them in here. It's going to be kind of crunched, the pink ones, even though that's really probably what I'd rather prefer. But I think the red will work too. Let's see if I have enough. L-E-A. There's an N, and I have a capital R. Okay. The blue, I think, is just too blue on top of that. So I may have to get a little creative here and used capitalized wording. I'm not going to stick them down completely. Let's see. E. I bought these lettering for my December daily. It's really big. Sometimes I'll kind of like do them kind of up and down so I can fit them all on here. Where's the N? There we go. Whoops. And then I'm going to put 2017. And I'll do that in this. Or 2018. Wow. Go back. 2018. got to reshape these little foam lettering. And there you have it. Go ahead and press these down. And I have my cover. I'm ready to go. I might have moved those over just a tiny bit. Let me just do that real quick because I like it better in the middle. Okay. Well, thanks for sticking with me, and I would love to hear your word, what approaches you have that you work for you. It looks like he's holding out the learn. Sorry, got distracted, but I'd love to hear how, you know, how different things that have helped you along the way if you've done this project before. I'm always willing to learn something new. Alright, well thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.